YouTube, it's been a while. Welcome back to the channel. Got a very exciting little vlog for you now. It's new caravan day for the missus and me and the little one. So here's what we've bought. We've got ourselves a Fleetwood Sonata Prelude. It's a 2006 model, and this is the lightweight version of a 6-berth caravan, which is it's quite an exclusive one. This is not a UK built one. This was built in Slovenia or Slovakia, I think. And yeah, I've still got my old caravan, but this just came at an absolute bargain price, and the condition is just absolutely blown away with it. Just do a quick little walk around. It's got the odd little battle scar. It's got a little ding here. But no, it looks in really good condition. But this is literally how we've just picked it up. We've just turned up now from buying it from the seller. I've got it on the drive and have a look inside. So it's a 6-berth. We've got the fixed bunks at the back, which would be perfect for AJ on the top, and we've got storage down the bottom. Got a nice little sort of what do you call it? A dinette on this side. One thing you'll notice is a little bit small up front, but we haven't got a table in the centre, so it's a proper U-shaped seating area. Got some controls there. Got a nice cooker, nice sink, and the quality is completely different to the caravan we did have. Everything is just nothing rattles for a start. Got a nice fridge. So the toilet, this is really nice in here. So it's like a corner sort of sink unit. Standard sort of Thetford toilet. But one thing I was completely blown away with is the lack of damp. Every wall is absolutely solid, no sponginess. The missus went round with a damp meter and could not find anything at all. Every single cupboard is just dry as a bone. All the vents are all intact. It is just in absolutely exceptional condition. We recently went to a caravan shop and we looked at caravans around about between 10 and 18 grand, and they weren't in this sort of condition. Everything sort of had scratches and dings on it. But it's, see, all the walls absolutely solid. Nice Clarion sound system. Very retro, but one of the best makes. Again, it's absolutely solid. No marks, no stains from damp. Which for a 2006 model, it's quite a rare thing. But as with any sort of second-hand caravan, it's not come without its little sort of issues. The only things I managed to pick up on is a couple of bulbs missing, a little bit of trim here where it's sort of shrunk and just come away from it there, and the same things happen just on the inside of the window there, but it's nothing to affect the seal. It's just purely the trim, which I think just happened with the sun. One other thing is the igniter for the oven and the basically the igniter for the cooker and the igniter for the heater doesn't seem to be working, and with a little bit of research I've done on the internet, it could be a simple fix, something as simple as a flat battery, or the igniter box itself has failed, which you can still buy online. Another little fix I've got to do is this table has lost its little pin that goes in there, so I'm going to fix that with an M4 bolt. This is a little bit loose, so I've just got to sort out this screw that's lost its thread. I'll probably end up just using a bit of bonding agent across there and inside the screw holes just to fix that in there permanently, because we won't use this as a bunk bed. This will always pretty much be a seating area. Oh, V's fired up sound system, rock and roll. But yeah, so I'll try and see how I get on with these little minor repairs to get it tip top. A couple of things on the outside, you have to excuse me sniffing, I've got really bad hay fever. But little things like these stickers have faded a bit, but these, you can all buy these online, and the same with the sticker on the back has faded. So I'm going to get a new one of these Fleetwood stickers for the front, get one of these redone as well, obviously without the EU, but I'll have a nice Welsh one there. But The condition's amazing. Underneath is an absolute eye-opener. I'll just see if I can get the camera to pick this up. Don't know how much you can see, but it is just so spotless underneath there. Even the pipework looks new. And with this being the Fleetwood got bought out by this company, Adria, and I think they're made in Slovakia. But one of the requirements they said was they didn't want to change the standard in which they build the caravans, or the method, so that the roof is an all one piece. There's no joins in it, which is even better for like more security against damp. In the wet cupboard, you've got a 240 volt socket outlet, and you've got an external gas outlet here. And I believe that these were just standard. These came standard with the Fleetwood caravans, which sort of made them a step, not saying a step above the competition, but whereas you'd have to say I want an optional extra on the other caravans, they just said no, we're going to do it from scratch, you know, from standard. Whichever model you buy has that. But no, that's it. Absolutely chuffed to bits. Very, very skint now, but yeah, let's get on with the repairs and see how we get on. So, stay tuned. Okay, so it's been a few days now. We picked the caravan up midweek, so it's now the weekend. This is my sort of chill out time, so I'm having a beer. So if I slur my words, please bear with me, because this is the only time I get to chill out. But so the missus in the caravan now, doing bits and bobs. We have found a few more problems with it, which are just a bit trivial, but the first one being is the igniter for the heater. So what we're going to do is say hello, YouTube. Oh, he's being his usual self. But yeah, the missus is doing some sort of stuff. What are you doing?
Doing the bed in.
All right, so she's doing the bed in. But yeah, so we're going to try and deal with this first. So this is not igniting. When you put it on, it's not making any sort of ticking noise. So what I think it might be is the battery on the igniter, or the igniter box itself. But to sort that out, we've got to take the front cover off, which just pulls off. And then we can see what's going on inside there and have a look. So let's get on with that. It's quite dusty, but this is what we're looking at now. There's your battery. So I'm just going to take that out, get a fresh one, put that in, give us a turn, just see if it does anything. Right, you can hear that now. Put the camera a bit closer, you might be able to hear the ticking. So it's trying to ignite, but the gas isn't connected at the minute, but
it's done.
That was an easy fix. But this box here, if the box had failed, you can still buy these online. But obviously we were lucky. So all we're going to do now is give us a bit of a clean, get rid of all this, just bits of fluff, get the hoover out, and we'll put it back together. Right, so get that quick hoover now, and you can see it's a lot cleaner now. And to be honest with you, I didn't realise how much fluff accumulates in here. So I don't know if that's a fire hazard or anything, but I think it's for like a routine service on your caravan. It's definitely worth doing. Just taking the cover off, and just clean up any sort of fluff, you know, anything that can sort of catch fire. But yeah, so we're going to put it back together now and get the cover on, and hopefully that's the job done. Just put the cover back on. Right, so this the next problem is the toilet. The flush isn't working. So the missus has managed to like take it apart. But what we're going to do is, there should be some power coming here, so these should be lighting up. Do you want to just show us how I can get that apart? But there doesn't seem to be any power getting to it at all.
You just take the, I think it's called the hatch cover, and then pull from the back end. So there's power. So if you get your multimeter, I guess we can figure out if there's power getting to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my multimeter and just see if we've got any sort of power, anything at all. So that's the next job. So I'll go in the garage, get the multimeter, and just see if we've got any sort of power coming to it. Okay, so a bit of a result. So I took the pump off, which is this.
Fetched into the garage and I rigged up to a 12-volt battery, just literally as crudely as that. And it wasn't doing anything, but you could hear it was trying to spin. So I gave it a couple of clacks, like you would a starter motor, and it freed itself up and it was spinning freely. So I've just put it back on here now, and I've just crudely wired it up. But if I push that button, so that's fixed. So it was just basically, it must have been full of gunk and what have you, not been used for a long time, so just needed freeing up. So I've got to redo this wiring now, get that sorted, heat shrink it up, and that's another job ticked off the box. So let's carry on. Okay, so here's what I've got to do now. Here's what I've got, ingredients if you like to solve the problem. So I've got a couple of splices here, a bit of heat shrink, got my little crimps to sort the splices out. Got a glue gun because I'm going to have to glue the, I don't know if you can see this, but that was what held the circuit board to the housing. So I have to remove that, so I'm going to re-glue it to hold it in place. And I've got a heat gun to heat shrink this over the spliced cable once it's done. And that should be a good fix. Well, as best as I can do anyway, so let's see how we look with that. So let's try and get splicing. Woohoo! Oh, and a quick pint. Can't forget that. Right, so we've done the wiring. Just going to try and get this pump back in there, which is incredibly fiddly. So I've got the missus there with her small hands. And it's like, yeah, just got to try and persevere and try and get it in.
Working.
Okay, so that's the toilet fixed. So now what I've got to do is this table here. It's got this issue with this being loose there, and we've got no pin going through here, so we can pivot. So I've got a M4 bolt with a 20mm shank, but it's not quite long enough, but it'll be fine. So that's going to be like that, isn't it? So I'm just going to get this in the garage now. Just going to whip that off the end so it's not too long, and then just pull that through. Then that'll be the tail ready. Better get some adhesive, which I've got in the workshop, which I haven't got here at the minute, but that'll glue that right to the side of the inside the caravan, and it'll also hold the threads as well. So when I'll put some adhesive inside the thread holes, so when you screw it in, you'll get a good purchase on it and hold it in situ. So that's the plan. So let's cut down short and get a table done. Right, on to the next repair. So what we've got to do here is, this is for the little dinette table. So we've got this bracket where the table sort of slots into, but as you can see here, the screws have lost their grip into the wall. So these two are basically just doing nothing. These two are pretty solid. So what I'm thinking about doing is undo these screws, get them out, undo these two screws, remove this panel. I've got some adhesive, which I'm using this, called VM100, and it's a very good, it's like a composite glue from Easy Composites. I'm going to put a bead across the back side of this, across there, and also in these screw holes there, and hopefully it goes off in about half an hour. So I'll just put it on, hold it in situ, then just let it go off, and then overnight leave it. Tomorrow I'm going to drill 2 pilot holes through there, and hopefully these 2 screws should get a good bit of purchase and hold this a bit more secure in place. But in all fairness, this glue should hold that as it is, because it's a very good glue. I use this in work. But yeah, that's the next job to do. I'm going to put some kitchen roll over this cushion, because I can't remove this bunk, so I don't want to get any glue on this. So I'll put some kitchen roll over the top just to sort of protect it. So we'll start doing that bit. Right, so fair play to the missus, common sense prevails. We just put the bunk up, that's completely removed out of the way. So now I've got plenty of space to get on here now. I'm tempted to get some masking tape just to put around the bottom, or just in case I get any drips or this or the other, because it's a pristine wall, so I don't want to get anything spilt on it. So we'll go and get some masking tape. Right, so a little bit of change of plan there. When I used this end screw, which I thought, so I filled these two holes in with adhesive, but when I put this one in there to help me align it, it actually got a bit of a grip. So I thought, instead of like trying to wait till tomorrow for it all to cure and then do a pilot hole and screw it in, I'm sort of using the adhesive as like a liquid raw plug. So them two are now fixed in quite solidly. It's got nice and close to the wall. And these two are solid, and it's all nice and in line. So I think I'm just going to leave that now till tomorrow and just see how we get on. But time will tell. But hopefully that's another job off the list. So on to the next one. Right, one thing we noticed we didn't have in this caravan was like a bin. So the missus has bought this little hanging bin. So we'll try and work out where the best place is to put it. In the old caravan, we had it on the door, just mounted sort of there. I'm not too sure whether to utilise the wood or to go on the door. Either way, there's going to be some sort of a screw hole, or I'm not too sure how we're going to mount it. So look what we've got here. I'm half tempted to 3D print a little bit of a hinge on here, just so that we've got like another lip that goes up or something.
That's it.
Or even better, we've got this.
This just literally hooks on.
I hate to say, but I might have to just screw this into this wood here, and that'll be it, I think. You happy to do that?
Yeah, whatever you think's best.
Let's get some screws. So on further investigation, we found that this also has a permanent bracket or a semi-permanent bracket. So this, instead of to screw it in, we just slot that on there.
Perfect.
And the bin should, in theory,
just slot on these two things.
So let's have a look.
Yeah, I'll hold it. Put it on like a bit of an angle, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you got to fold it back. If you get that side, if you fold that little flat back.
Go on, push it down. Ow, trap my finger.
Oh, sorry. Health and safety. Yep, that's on. You should always read instructions. Another job ticked off the list. On to the next one. Right, quick little job now. The missus just spotted. So on the bottom of the fridge, got like little plastic trim. It's loose on both sides. So what I want to do is get a little bit of glue in there and just bond it back in so it's not going to move again. So it's been kicked out, you know, over time. But unlike doing the repair on the little table where I had the screws to hold it in place, I'm going to have to use me feelers to hold it in place and let the glue go off. Which shouldn't take too long, about 15-20 minutes or so. But yeah, so we're going to try and put glue this back in situ.
Good morning. So just something to do with the gas locker this morning. I'm not sure if Raj mentioned, but we swapped over our gas cylinder from our previous caravan because we'd not long had it filled, so we knew it was full up. But our old one was using a gas regulator like this, which Jubilee clipped then onto the gas system. But this one has already got its own regulator, so we popped to I can't remember what it's called now, a caravan supply store in Kevin Wrexham, and I took loads of pictures and measurements and everything with the vernier, so I knew how much this measurement here was. And what he basically said was that is a regulator prefix, so you don't need another one, so we need to get rid of this one. And he gave us these, so it's a gas hose with screw ends, and good morning.
Good morning.
And a push top type for the butane bottle that we've got with an on-off tap there. So I'm just going to fit that this morning and hopefully try it out and see if everything's okay. There we go, that was nice and easy, everything fits. I'll get Raj to tighten this up with a spanner later. But yeah, even I can do that. So hopefully we'll be okay and we'll be cooking on gas. See you later.
Right, morning, it's the next day. I'm just going to go into the caravan and see how that little repair went on the that little sort of holder for the table. So let's have a look at this. Oh, that's solid. I'm happy with that. So I've just got to pull this tape off now. Didn't really need it, but it's better to be safe than sorry. And that's another job ticked off the list. We're getting through these. On to the next one. Right, the sun is really bright now. So I don't know if you remember, I need to get some new light bulbs for the rear light clusters. These were the three types. You've got a single element, a twin element, and obviously your indicator. I also bought these for the front, these little ones here, because they were non-existent. So Kelly's put the bulbs in there already. I've been out and bought these. These were literally about £1.20 each, so I bought a full set for each side and a spare set as well. So I'm just going to replace the whole lot, and at least I know everything's all spick and span, and that should be it should be nice and shiny new. So let's get them inside the rear light clusters. Right, so that's the lights done. Another little small job I need to do is the battery. So we're just looking here. So the original connectors or terminations, if you want to call it, these things, they don't quite seem to fit onto the leisure battery. So I'm going to. I've got some. Have a look. These should fit. Yeah, that fits a lot better. So what I've got to do is just take these terminals off here, get rid of these, and they're looking a bit weathered now. If you see, it's a bit loose on the wire there, so I'm going to crimp on some just some eyes on it, and then they can just get screwed straight onto there, so it's not going to be as easy to, well, it's probably going to be the same really. It'll be nice to have the clip-on ones, but the good thing about these is when they're clamped on, it'll be a much better connection, so there'll be no oxidization or corrosion that can occur, because it'll be a proper solid connection. The only such a bit of an inconvenience to get a socket on here to remove the battery, which you shouldn't really do that often anyway. But yes, let's get those crimped onto these terminals and fitted onto the battery. Right, next job is to do the breakaway cable. This is the old one. You can see it's mangled. I've just pricked my finger on a bit of frayed wire. It's good practice to change these anyway. So chuck that one away. Got this one, which is a non-branded one, but the shop said this is exactly the same as an Alco one, except it's about £5 cheaper. So I'm just going to get this fitted, which is just with a carabiner. Sorry, that one there goes underneath there, through a couple of guide holes, and that's it. How to fit a breakaway cable. So I'll get this fitted. Now that was really fiddly. And we edited out a few swear words there for the benefit of any kiddies watching and sensitive ears. But yeah, another job done. Right, getting close to finishing up now, I think. Last job, or one of the last jobs, is to sort the number plate out. So previously it looks like they've had, looks like a bit of a permanent fixture. They've just literally double-sided taped it, which I'm not a fan of that. I prefer to use these. Just like license plate clips, which you can they're like spring loaded. But if you've got someone like towing the caravan for you on your behalf, it's nice and easy just to unclip your license plate and put another plate on. So I'm just going to get rid of these little sticky pads now, then we can install these. Whew.
It was a Thursday night when I first saw you. Those green eyes caught me. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a Friday night when I first kissed you. You struck me like lightning. You broke my chains and released me. And days turned into nights on the couch in your apartment. No, I am not the same. Everything has changed. Every day 24/7, you call my name, and I will come running. Yeah, every day 24/7. Yeah, every day.
Okay, so that's the number plate on. Nice and simple job. If you noticed, there were some existing holes in the bodywork, so I just put some normal like silicone sealant on there, and also through the pilot holes I drilled, I put some silicone sealant there just to make sure it's got a nice seal. You know, it's not going to cause any issues anyway, but just make sure it's nice and watertight. But that's nice and level and installed, and again, another job ticked off.
I will come running, babe. Every day.
Right, here's a little toolkit I've put together. Excuse me for the noise, but I've got my gal. trying to make good of my little jungle at the front. But yeah, so it's got some basic stuff in here: tape, pliers, cable ties, just odds and sods, duct tape, super glue. And we've got a drill as well, so I use that for the corner steadies. It's a direct drive drill, so it's quiet. It's not going to make that clacking noise that you get with like an impact driver. Just takes the pain out of it. But yeah, I'd highly recommend getting a kit like this to keep your spares, you know, spare bulbs, that sort of thing. Just if something goes wrong in the caravan, you've got tools there to do it, to fix it. So that's my little toolkit. Right, so we've got the lights all wired up now, so the fronts are all working. I've put the hazards on to check the back lights. We've done the brakes, but side lights on. Spot on. So that's it. Just a quick little overview of the new caravan. Absolutely chuffed to bits with it. And well, with it all rigged up, it'd be a shame not to take it away somewhere. So we're actually on our way for our first outing. So I hope you like the content. Please like, share, subscribe. And if you want to see where we're going, stay tuned for the next video. See you soon.